Oh, we've just witnessed one of the games of the season. Arsenal away to Villa. Early morning clash. Well, I say early mornings, early afternoon, 12:30. But what a game. Lee, to my left, what are you saying, bro? Have you recovered?
Listen, man, I just had to take my jump off a little bit because that game, palpitations.
Wow.
Listen, man, it was a manic game.
It's a crazy
You
game.
were watching it, I was watching it, and that was just mad. Like crazy. I was saying to your brother, I was saying to Robbie, like if this is what a title race is going to be to the end of the season,
hey man,
bro,
sign me up.
I might have to kick the bucket.
Hey, listen, man, I'm not too long got out of hospital, and you know what I mean. I'll better be careful with all these palpitations.
Exactly. There you go. So mad game. I mean,
Mad
look,
game.
we're going to chop it up, I'm sure.
We are.
That was like mental. And you know what? I just want to say, do you know what it is? Because before the game started, of people who may have not watched it, we've been chatting and we've been talking about what we want from Arsenal, what we expect from Arsenal, and it was the total opposite of that. It was a total opposite of that. But I will also say that it was a manic, fun game.
I think you're right. It wasn't the greatest game in terms of quality. In fact, sometimes some of the quality on display from both teams was quite poor. We saw some poor defending and we saw some poor finishing.
Exactly that.
Especially from Arsenal, it's got to be said. Although I do think Arsenal deserved to win the game. In fact, 4-2 doesn't even really flatter us.
Exactly
I thought we were by far the better team in the second half. Villa, I've got to say it, man. They're a little bit disappointing.
They were rubbish, man. They were rubbish.
In terms of the way they set up, they set up like they were the away team, innit? And they were quite happy to give us possession of the ball.
But you know what? It's funny. Like obviously we watch boxing, right? So boxing matches can either be a good fight because it's just so open. There's no defense and everyone's just punching each other on, or one team just gets one guy just gets beat up. So, but this one was literally back and forth. Everyone's open. They got no defense. Arms are not up. Hands not behind the gloves, nothing, and they're just literally just getting punched up, and we're just seeing who's the Titan, Clash of the Titans kind of thing.
Good analogy.
It was a mad one, man.
But we're on the, just to reiterate, we're on the AFTV FANZONE. It's after the game. We're taking calls. We've got my man Gunali here. We've also got Charlene in the house. She's doing her hair at the back there, getting herself all ready. She's in her element. My technician telling me he might have a call already. Is that right?
No.
Not yet. Okay. All right. So, Lee, let's start from the top then. Let's. We were saying before the game that Arsenal needed to get off to a good start, but it was anything but. We had an horrendous start. Conceded a goal after 5 minutes. Ollie Watkins, he's on hot form actually. I think that's 4 in 4 for him.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Yeah. And he didn't get much of the ball, but every time he got the ball, especially in the first half, man, he did look dangerous. But so. You saw that goal. It was literally a ball over the top, and he's throwing on goal. Very disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, even just before that, my worry with Jorginho was the fact that has he got the legs to get and close down, attackers that are trying to counter attack on us, and he was part of that because he couldn't get out quick enough to stop the ball going over the top.
He was missing.
But let's not say Jorginho is the main fault of that. We need to talk about Saliba because unfortunately that wasn't great defending by him. Like, show him down the line, do something to take him off his game a little bit, and he didn't do that.
And you could see, I was watching the game closely, as of course you were.
Yep.
And you would have noticed that the manager, Nketiah Arteta, when that goal went in,
he wasn't happy.
Oh man, he looked like he wanted to kill somebody. And I understand his frustration managing a team myself. Is that you say to your team, your defenders before the game, look, be on your guard, concentrate, don't make any silly errors. Get close to your man, press the ball, and then they do none of those things and we go down. But to be fair, when we went to go down, I thought that
pretty much
we didn't drop our heads.
No.
We went straight back at it, and within minutes we were the better team. And then on the 16th minute, Bukayo Saka, that man again, man. I mean, what a strike.
World class, man. The guy is world class. I don't want to hear no nonsense no more. Like, look, a lot of times people keep labelling that Arsenal don't have any world class players. They will sometimes give it a little bit to Partey, say that he's possibly world class, but we have to start putting Saka in that bracket now, man. Like,
puts respect
not only the finish, you would expect that from like a Robin from back in the day, a Ribery or a Mane right now, or even a Salah, but or even Amari's. These are all world-class players. That is a world-class finish, world-class technique. And what I liked about Saka, I mean, I don't want to go too far forward, but what I liked about him is he was the only one that was dragging this team through the game.
Right.
He was the one that literally grabbed this team by the scruff of its neck and said, you know what? We are not losing this game today.
No, you're absolutely
and you have to give him the rating.
I thought exactly the same. And you know what I liked about that goal as well, Lee, is that when the ball come to him, there was not even any hesitation. Bang!
There you go.
I mean, how many times have me and you in it?
Yeah.
We've been saying that these guys need to shoot more. We're going to come to that a bit later when we talk about Jorginho.
You're so right, because we were saying, what game did we watch? The Brentford game.
Yeah.
Oh, these man were not shooting. They were
even in the City game with Xhaka.
There you go.
Xhaka?
And
the man's
Nketiah
looking
won.
to pass and all. Yeah, I'll just hit that thing, man.
Really?
Anyway, so we get back in it. It's 1-1, and again, we're getting the majority of the play. But then on the 31st minute, man, we get undone again. I've got to say though, as bad as the defending was, you've got to give credit to Villa. It was a good move down the flank. I think it was Matt Cash puts the ball in. One of their guys runs over a dummy, forced the Coutinho slide rule finish. So although the defending wasn't great, you got to hold your hand up and say that was a good goal from Villa.
But that's the problem though. Like, it's the defending is so bad. Like defending at times was so bad that you almost can't really rate. I mean, it's good play by Aston Villa. I don't want to take anything away from Aston Villa, but I also just want to say, moving forward, Arsenal really need to pick themselves up now, because that was not great defending from Ben White. Where were the runners, to stop the ball coming in? And then, I mean, obviously the keeper couldn't really do much. It was a great finish, but we need to pick back up. And look, again, I'm only saying this thing because we've been speaking about this continuously. Like, we want to see the defense. Like, we're conceding 2 goals this game, 3 goals last game. It's non-stop, so
definitely. But then, like when we conceded the first goal, we soon established we're going a goal down, but we come back. I thought the first 5-10 minutes of the second half, we looked a little bit disjointed, but slowly but surely we assumed back control. And then 61st minute, man, Zinchenko picks up the ball again, shoots, slide rule finish. His first goal for the club. We're back in it. You think, yeah, man.
And do you know what I will say about Zinchenko is, look, at times today, especially in the first half, his passing was horrible. Like, his passing was not good enough. But firstly, the actual creativeness of the corner, it was good. Like, mix it up a little bit. Maybe we knew that we wouldn't have got any joy from like just lumping in the box. We had quite a few corners today. I saw the stats. Obviously, I'll check it in a bit. But we had quite a few corners, and it didn't seem to be really working for us. I can tell you how many
corners we had. 9.
We had 9. I mean, compared in a game,
to their 2.
That's a lot in a game. Yeah. So you think about that, and it was a great finish. But I don't want to forget part of Zinchenko's game. It wasn't great. Like, he was really lax with the ball, and it's why it's annoying is because we know how good he is.
That's right. So we get back to 2-2, and by this time Arsenal have almost completely taken over the game. We're running things, but we can't get a goal. And I've got to mention it. I don't want to call him out, but Eddie, man, like, bro,
that's your.
A couple of chances in there.
That's your guy, bro.
That is my guy, and but listen, even though he's my guy, I got to call it as I see it. And he had a couple of chances in this game, but there was one in particular, the header and that, and he fluffed his lines, bro. And when that didn't go in, I'm looking at him thinking, rah. Anyhow, we don't win this game,
And do you know what I want to ask you, that? Do you think it's good that he's getting in these positions? Because he had 3 chances against Man City. He had the 2 headers and the last, and a shot. And today he had about 2 good opportunities. I know. Like, just to defend him a little bit, and I don't know what you think about it. He is getting in the spots. He is getting in these positions. It's just the finishing is not good.
Well, listen, my man, you said it yourself. I was listening to you. Very good as well, as usual on the couch there. You was talking about composure, and I think that's what's letting Eddie down right now. I mean, you're all right. He's getting himself into good positions. He is a handful. Like, when you watch him play, you think, he don't give the defenders a rest. Even when things are not going his way in terms of scoring goals, he still puts a shift in, which is good. But he's got to be putting them away.
Yeah.
Okay, we got our first. We'll go back to the game in a bit.
Ryan, I remember Ryan. My guy Ryan.
Ryan, what are you saying, bro?
Yes, Lauren Kunali, man. Good afternoon, lads. That's what I can say, man.
We're waiting for your face to pop up on our screen. We're not seeing it yet.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you, but we can't see you. We want to do both. Oh, right. We can see you now.
You see? Yeah. I went through it all in that game, guys, man. I went through a whole roller coaster of emotions, man. I went from saying, you know what, this is over now, man. When they went 2-1 up, I was fearing the worst, man. I was thinking it could just be a 3-1 or we're just going to capitulate. But credit to the boys, man. We showed the fighting spirit, and I relate it back to mentality, man. It just when Jorginho shot, I was like, I'm so glad that he done it, because not enough of our players shoot from outside the box. And when he shot, I was like, what are you doing? But then when I saw it bounce back up on Martinez's head and go in the back of the net, I said, you know what? We have to win the game from there, because there was a key chance, I think, around in between the 75th to 80th minute where Odegaard had a shot. And Laurie, I swear to God, I was thinking to myself, you know when you look up into the sky and you think to yourself, this ain't our day today.
You know what? On that, there was 3 chances, really good shot. Eddie had one. Odegaard had an absolute sitter that he missed.
Let's call it as it is.
Yeah, and even Gabriel, bro, like, not being funny, that header.
The header.
I mean, he was putting them in for fun last season. He should have done better with that.
You know what? I want to ask Ryan. I wanted to ask you something, Ryan, because you spoke about the fact that it possibly wasn't our day. But what did you make of the Ramsdale save from Bailey?
Oh yeah,
because bro, that kept us in it. You know, because at the time it was 2-2.
I was just about to swing on to that point as well. If Bailey had scored that, I think our heads might have just went down. It would have been game over. I think I'm thinking along the same lines as you, but credit to Ramsdale. That save for me felt like a goal within itself, because if we had conceded, it could have been a long. It would have been a long day.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say something now, right? That I said to Lee, I wouldn't have said this on air otherwise, but if we lose today, I'm thinking the title's gone.
Yeah.
Seriously.
100%.
So the way that's why I'm so relieved, because it was starting to look forlorn, and then we got back in it. You think, okay, we can push on and get the win, and even a draw wouldn't have been good enough for me today.
So a draw would have felt like 2 points drop.
Exactly.
The thing is, as well, I'm looking at the Premier League table, and if we had a loss today, or even drawn, Manchester United are right behind us, but they're creeping. Manchester United as well. They play Leicester tomorrow at 2:00, I think it is. Listen, Leicester have picked up form lately. We all saw what they done to that North London side down the road last weekend. So, but it's one of those ones where you just.
And before that, they slapped up Villa as well.
Right, and that's the thing as well. Them coming back, them beating Villa 4-2 last weekend. That was 2 shock results for me over the past 2 weeks. So it's just, listen, we all know the Premier League is a fierce league, and every game you have to be at 100%. There's no room for complacency, and I'm so glad that we won today, because we've needed a lift, Gunali and Laurie, man. And it got to a point. Obviously, I'm in so many different WhatsApp group chats, and I'll speak to my boys in my Arsenal group chat. I said to some of my guys, I said, listen, if we was to lose today, I got to ask you to a question. If we had a loss today, where could you honestly see Arsenal's next win coming from?
Bro, it would have been the mood would have been despondent.
I would have just felt like a truck ran me over.
I think you know what? I think now we've won. I think the performances are gonna come back. I think 100%. what again? I don't know if before, behind the scenes, I was talking to Laurie and Robbie, and I was like, you know what? I must have the result with the performance in it. It can't be one or the other. It has to be both. But I think, do you know what? Now looking at it, we actually played quite well attacking wise, especially. But I think now it's going to help with the defense, because we'll get Partey back, hopefully, for the next game. That'll be the first thing. And I now think that just, slowly but surely we're going to creep back to where we were, because over the last couple of games, and even I spoke to Laurie earlier on today, like, we've played well, but in patches, but we've not had I wouldn't even say in the last 4 games, 3 games more so, we've not had a dominant half an hour where we've just battered a team. Whereas I think today, in truth, we actually battered them.
Took control of the game and took it by the scruff of the neck.
There you go.
I know I might sound like a repeated parrot when I say this, but Kieran Tierney's the only one I've got to mention, you know, today, because I've got to think to myself, yes, we won the game and I'm completely happy, but he's got to think to himself, like, what have I got to do if I can't even play against Aston Villa? Fair enough, I know that there was a lot riding on this game because we lost during the week to Man City, and Arteta probably didn't want to change too much other than bringing in Trossard, I would say. But I just feel like he must be thinking, what do I have to do to even play a game now, let alone get in this first 11? Because it's for me, I just think it's so worrying. And with Arteta,
but who are you swapping him for though, Ryan? Who are you swapping him for though? Who are you going to swap Kieran Tierney for? Because honestly, I know who I would swap him for, but you know what? I don't want to say names because people will my case.
You know what is? It's one of those ones. I went to the game on Wednesday night and I speak to a lot of gooners. I would have put Kieran Tierney at left back and I would have put Zinchenko into the midfield. And I'm sorry, but I would have dropped out Jorginho. But and I know he's had 2 good games, but for me, then again, when I pick probably Xhaka, because I'm thinking about the balance as well. Maybe you could then put Jorginho on the right, and you got 2 left footers playing in the same sort of position. And one thing I've noticed with Martinelli, he's become so isolated because he's the lack of support that an overlapping fullback would give him. Zinchenko's very much inverted, so it leaves Martinelli, and even at times today when we were attacking Aston Villa down that right hand side with their right back, I can't remember his name, but when Trossard was going down that right hand side, Zinchenko was coming into the midfield a lot. So Matty Cash, that's it. Matty Cash was literally he had Trossard on his toes every now and then, but Arteta, my only problem with him is that I think he's overthinking it a little bit, and I just want us to really make the changes that are necessary and let Leicester's another bit. Listen, every game from now on is massive.
Every game. And I was going to say that Leicester game, let's be honest,
it's hard, man.
Potentially a more difficult game than today because Leicester right now are playing quite well. Their form's picked up. Don't forget that they beat up Villa on their own ground a couple of weeks ago, was it? Yeah. So
and they beat
we got to go away to Leicester. That's always a competitive game. So
last season we battered them though. We battered them last season.
One last question I've got to ask you guys. You might not be too sure, but how close is Gabriel Jesus coming back now? Do you lot?
I think he's back, man. He's soon back, isn't he?
I think he'll be back for that. I think he'll be back around beginning of March.
Yeah, I think
yeah, around that.
He's running. Apparently, he's running now. So.
I heard he's back in training as well.
Yeah.
The only worry I have is he gonna come back firing straight away, doing all the stuff he was doing before? But that's. Anyway.
I think Eddie needs help, man, because he's not scored for a few now.
I think Martinelli suffers without Jesus right now as well. I reckon, guys.
Yeah. Well, the whole team does. But listen, bro.
100%.
Big up, bro.
Thank you so much for your call. Listen, you must call back, man.
Hope to see you lot soon, man. Trust me.
Big up. Respect,
bro. From here, man.
We will do. I'm confident. Thank you.
All right, we got the next caller.
The calls are coming in quick and fast. Who we got? Geronimo. I like that name, man. Geronimo. Yeah. Geronimo, where are you calling from?
Medellin, Colombia.
Wow.
Nice.
Amazing. Yeah, I like the shirt too, bro. Representing. Yeah.
Thanks.
Right, so what did you think of the game?
Good evening. Yes.
Good evening. Well, good morning here in Colombia because I got up at 7:30 to watch the game.
Yeah, I see. Wow, amazing. Well, I bet you were entertained, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was saying to Lee that I thought if we're talking in terms of quality, the game wasn't great in terms of quality because there's a lot of errors from both teams. However, in terms of entertainment, great game. And of course, we got the result we wanted. But enough for me. What's your thoughts?
Okay, so I think this W is pure momentum now. We got out of the rut. We have to keep on going against Leicester. I don't want to hear any more Agent Jorginho things. I think he's come on and he's been good for us.
Well,
no more Agent Jorginho. Today. Yeah, he's a hero. I mean, never in a million years would I have thought he would have shot from there.
Mm-hmm. He has been known to do that for Chelsea, though.
Yeah,
hasn't he?
He's got a couple. You think about it, he must be a good striker of the ball because he takes all their penalties when he was at Chelsea. So he must be someone who you could rely on to take a long shot. And you know what? I don't know what you think, Geronimo. Sorry, but it's just nice to see that. You know, in one game we've had 2 long shots from Zinchenko and Jorginho, and I don't know. Do you think that we take enough long shots, or do you think we don't take enough? Because I've been saying to Laurie for the longest time, we don't take enough shots from outside the box.
Yeah, no, we don't take enough. Like, we have to basically pass it into the goal, and sometimes you have to shoot from, and more against these low block teams, you have to shoot from outside.
That's right, absolutely. Because, you know, otherwise you can become too predictable. You try to play through the middle, then you go out to the flanks, and a lot of these teams, especially with a manager like Unai Emery, he's very good at organising his team against things like that. You saw that today, funny enough. I thought that Villa, the way they were set up, was almost like they were playing away from home. You know what I mean? With the banks of 4 and the low blocks and stuff like that. And you could see Tyrone Mings literally shouting at the men around him to get into position and stuff. So you got to have those shots, man. When the occasion arises, don't even think of myself and Lee was saying, even Saka for that first goal. Yeah. What impressed me about that was as soon as the ball came to him, he didn't think twice. He just let his shot go, and that's it.
First time.
Who was your man of the match?
My man of the match was Jorginho, because he really actually plus the goal, I think he also really controlled the game.
He used his experience well.
Yeah, he used his experience. He was fighting every ball.
Yesterday I did the live with the fan zone with Robbie, and there was a guy on here. I can't remember his name, Canadian guy, nice guy, and he said that he wasn't too happy with Jorginho before we actually signed him. He didn't want him. What did you think before we signed him? Was you happy with that signing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I would have liked Caicedo, but Jorginho brings experience. He's won Champions League. He's won the Euros. He hasn't won a Premier League, but he's won a lot of things, and he's the same age as Xhaka and Partey, so he also brings that experience of I've been this much in the game and everything like that, and he can calm down young players like Xhaka, like Eddie, like Martinelli. Let me ask you a question then. So if the next game, if Partey's fit, and you know what?
Yo, why are you doing that to my boy Geronimo, man? Why are you doing it, Geronimo, man?
Ask, and I'm going to say this as well. That would have been unthinkable before today's game, wouldn't it? That we'd actually be asking that question. Does Partey come straight back into the team? So, Geronimo, I'm going to put you on the spot, bro. If you're the manager and during training next week, Partey says to you, look, I think I'm going to be all right on Saturday, boss. What do you do? Do you say yeah, or do you say actually, bench for you, we're going to go with the same team? I think I go with the same team because we need to control Leicester. We need, only because it's Leicester and we have to control them, and I think Jorginho does that really well.
Geronimo, where's your drink? What you got drinking in there? Let me see your drink you got there, man. What you got in that drink, my guy? I know it's what's the time over there? 8:30, 9:30. It's too early to be drinking.
It's like Colombian coffee.
So, yeah, man. You got. Hey, listen,
they have
man.
strong coffee.
Hey, listen. There, you need to take the incense off and all of that, man. No. We can't have parties starting. No, not starting. No. I think Partey would come back into the team. I think even deep down, Jorginho must know that he's the second choice rather than the first choice. But listen, what he's shown today is that when called upon, he's not going to let the team down. And he got a very important goal today. I mean, okay, they're going to give it to Emi Martinez an own goal, but let's be honest, man, that was Jorginho. Yeah, it's Jorginho's. Yeah. And I thought, as you were right as well, Geronimo, when you said that, as well as scoring such an important goal, he had a good game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is crucial. So. Yeah. Probably. You want to say anything? Yeah, no, listen, man, like, I totally agree with you. I think Jorginho, when you look at it, I haven't got the stats there, but he looked really good. Yeah. Okay. All right, Geronimo. Is there anything else you want to say in closing? Yeah, I would just love to see Trossard and Martinelli through the middle. I think they're more like Gabriel Jesus, like a false nine, and that false nine makes the team better. It makes Martinelli better. It makes Odegaard better. It makes Xhaka better.
if you can see, they dropped in form after the World Cup. Who wasn't playing for us after the World Cup? Jesus, because Jesus comes in and leaves space in behind for Xhaka to make runs, for Martinelli to make runs.
Listen, bro, you made some excellent points. Appreciate your call. You must call us again after the next game, or even sooner, because you know we do these fan zones during the week as well. So listen, bro, take care.
Big up, man.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Nice one.
Right.
Okay.
People.
Yeah, respect.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, respect, man. So we've got the main man, Robbie, in the house. Have you got? Shall I bring Elliot straight in, or do you?
Are you on a break?
Are we breaking? Okay, we're not breaking. Okay, we've got Robbie, and he's like sweat.
I'm still stressed, Laurie, man. I'm still stressed, man. I mean,
hey, I feel your pain.
Oh man, that was
Yeah.
too stressful, man. That was too stressful. But
amazing.
what an amazing game. What an amazing result. We're still in the title race. Nobody can say that we're out of it now. We you know, I think that today was a great response, you know what I mean? That showed a lot of balls, that did, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We're 1-0 down, 2-1 down.
And it looked, to all intents and purposes, like we were wouldn't say meandering, because it was still a good game.
Yeah,
but it looked like it might end up a draw, and then Jorginho, man. Wow. But anyway, let's, we got a call, is it?
Oh, we got Elliot. My friend Elliot from Canada. The guy who was disrespecting Jorginho. The man who even up to yesterday, when you came on live, you was tearing into Jorginho. Let me tell you what I want you to do, Elliot. You see that shirt you've got on? The black Arsenal shirt, right? I want you to get Jorginho printed on the back of that shirt.
Well, unfortunately, Robbie, I have Jesus on the back of this shirt right now already, so
you have to get another shirt.
the space has been taken already, Robbie. I've already taken the space. Now, here's the thing. Here's the great thing, guys. You got to realize. I was taken out of context in that that viral call with you that week. It was supposed what it was is a welcome to Arsenal Jorginho. Broadcast, because quite simply, he is yes, he has his deficiencies, but he is a very interesting player. And today, we saw the interesting. He came up trumps for us. I think he's a very good professional, and during the last few matches, I think during Man City and today, I think today he was the man of the match by far.
Yeah, I mean, just to jump in on there, right? What I think the point I was just trying to make that time when we were talking about Jorginho and the signing of Jorginho. Listen, I understood your frustration at the time. I get it, you know what I mean? And all of us wanted Caicedo. We, especially when we're linked to a play like that, you're thinking we're excited, you know what I mean? And Jorginho, an ex-Chelsea player, another one. We're all thinking to ourselves. But I really thought, even at that time, that it made sense, because I just look on it from the point of view that this is January, the January transfer window, and we need someone that can come in and just hit the ground running now. The other signing we've signed so far, Nketiah, he hasn't even played yet, because obviously the manager's thinking, do I put him in yet? You know what I mean? He's got to get used to the Premier League and stuff like that. But with Jorginho, he's played at Villa Park 100 times. He's played in massive games. He's got a lot of experience. So as a short-term signing on an 18-month contract, it made perfect sense to me. And I think over the past 2 games, I agree with you, and I'm glad that you admitted that today, that he was the man in the match. I thought he was the man in the match as well. Well, actually, no, I thought Saka was the man in the match for me. But I did think
I would have gone Saka.
Yeah,
but
I did think Jorginho had a really good game. He could have had a couple of assists in the game as well. Yeah. And I know it's not his goal, because it's going to be an own goal, because it's come back off the back of the head of Martinez. Yeah. But it takes a lot of bravery to take that strike on at that stage in the game when you're quite a new player. You've come from Chelsea. If he shanks that 10 yards over the bar, I can tell you as a fan that I've been in the away ends at a lot of games. He's going to get a lot of people that are not on his side. But I think what he did today, and I remember I did an interview earlier with Charlene, and she said it in her interview. She said that what he did today will win him over the fans. And I really think that's true.
100%. Yeah. So listen, how seismic. How significant is this win today? Do you think the title is back on? Because I was saying to people, I can say it now that the game's done. I was saying to Guna Lee and Robbie and one or two others, if we don't win today, man, I'm worried that the title is pretty much done. So to get the win, especially in the way we did it at the end there, I'm really made up about that. I'm really optimistic going forward. What about yourself?
Well, the title is still in contention. Let's say that. I mean, we have a tough match against Leicester next week. Let's not mince words. We still have players to come back, like ESR. ESR was on the bench today. And I hoped he would have made an appearance today, but again, it wasn't needed. We still have Jesus to come back, and those are going to be huge additions. They're going to be new signings, and today really kept us in the running. I think you're right, Laurie. If we had messed up today, I think our chances of the title were very much diminished. It would have taken a huge body blow. Because again, City would have kicked on. But it shows City that we're not going anywhere. We're still in the race. We're still in the fight. And to be fair and frank, good on the lads. You know what I mean? This is what makes champions. Wins like today.
That's right.
We're down 2-1 in a hostile environment, and a manager who does not like us. And we certainly pulled out a result today, and kudos to the gentlemen. They've really stuck up for themselves. They've really bonded and created championship form today, and I hope long may it continue. And again, I've always rated Jorginho. I've always have, and long may his great form continue.
I'll tell you who's gonna love Jorginho tonight, man. Two of them are gonna go up to him and say, "Listen, man, let me buy you a drink." Eddie and Odegaard. Because those two, yes. I mean, the Odegaard miss.
Odegaard miss, man. I honestly,
I thought I was celebrating as soon as he hit the ball because I thought, yeah, it's in. And then when it went wide, it's one of them, where you got to look twice. You think, it's not gone in. The net's not bulging. Why not? And Eddie needs a goal. Listen, Eddie today. He does a lot off the ball, running, harrying, chasing down.
He was actually chasing down that led to the chance for Odegaard.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. When he went to the corner flag.
He chased out. He closed down Emi Martinez.
Yeah, that's right.
Made the error.
But you're right. Needs a goal.
You're right. He needs a goal, and they owe a drink to Jorginho. They owe him a massive drink.
They did,
or maybe to Emi Martinez.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot, man. Listen, it's always great to hear from you, bro. One more thing
I have to say.
I wanted to find out what time was you up to watch the game today over there in Canada?
Oh, again, I was up at 6 this morning. The match started 7:30, so I was up really early. I caught the change in lineup, and I'm glad he did change the lineup a bit. I would have liked to see Martinelli go down the middle, but again, hopefully in the next couple of matches we'll be able to see that because we have to change things up, and he did. And kudos to Arteta for doing so. I think his substitutions were spot on today, and a great win nonetheless. But yeah, I was up at 7:30 for the match. Yes.
Well, listen, man. Thanks for your support, man. Brilliant support as well. And listen, I always love to talk to you, man. Thanks for coming on, Elliot.
Great job, guys. Fantastic work, and up the Gunners.
Yeah, up the Gunners, man.
Nice
listen,
one,
that's
man.
a huge win, Laurie, man. I'll tell you, like you said, when Odegaard missed.
Hey,
honestly, when Odegaard missed that, I'm like, nah.
Because Eddie's chance that he missed was he should have scored it, but then you say to yourself, well, he got up. The header that I'm talking about, yeah.
Missed a lot of chances in this game.
Yeah.
Gabriel missed one as well.
Yeah, I was going to say Gabriel. I mean, last season he was putting those in for fun. Deeney's on the line. I'm looking forward to hearing what Deeney's got to say. He's always a very eloquent and intelligent caller. And here he is, speaking of which.
Laurie, you're too kind. You're too kind, so you're too kind.
No, man.
You need them loud brothers. Are we
the brothers in the building, man. Brotherly love.
Coming like the great twins almost.
The Cray twins.
Almost. All right. Today's game. You know what? When we were speaking, not we, but I was speaking to James and Frank on the last FANZONE, and I was saying, like, we have to find a winning mentality. Man City have that winning mentality, and us young team, we have to find it. And I said it starts against Aston Villa on Saturday. As tough as the game was, I was actually at work when the game kicked off. And then I looked on my phone and it was 1-1. Didn't know the context, but I was like, you know what, 1-1, we got back into the game. And then we go 2-1 down, and I'm thinking, what is actually happening right now? Because this is a very precarious situation. We can't be going 5 games without no win. Second half comes in and we keep going at it. We keep going. We keep trying to get the goal. And, I mean, who scored the third goal again, sorry? Zinchenko.
Zinchenko got the second,
brilliant. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then we have to big up Ramsdale as well, because if he doesn't save that Bailey shot, that's 3-2 to Villa.
And that's just after we missed that big chance with Odegaard.
Oh yeah. Oh. What? Like, at least hit the target. We've won the game, but hit the target. Come on, hit the target. And with Eddie as well, I don't like getting onto Eddie, but with Eddie now, like, in general, the best players in the world can use both their feet. So I'm sorry, you are young enough to use both your feet. Take that chance on your left foot. Don't let it go onto your right. Take it on your left foot. Take a chance. But we won the game, and we had to win this game. We absolutely had to win this game.
Shall I tell you what I liked about today, though? And I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me, both of you, is that we went a goal down early after 5 minutes. We then went another goal down. We got back into it. I think it was in the 16th minute. Then we conceded again. I think it was the 31st minute. But what I would say is that right throughout, Arsenal showed a lot of heart. To sum it up. You know what I mean? So even when they went behind both times, you could see them still fighting for every ball. They were still pressing. They were still trying. And I love that, you know what I mean? Because that is the type of attitude that can win you the title, you know? So
that's what we're going to need for the rest of the season. If we go 1-0 down again, 2-0 down, whatever, we have to fight to come back now, because I'll be very surprised if we see the football that we played again at the beginning of the season, like that brilliant swashbuckling football. I'll be very, very surprised, because now it's getting to the business end, and teams are going to make it harder for us. I miss Tierney. I want Tierney back into the team, and I understand how Zinchenko does his job, but I feel like going forward, we may need to see Tierney come into the team, and then in the second half of games, possibly bring Zinchenko on to unlock those low blocks maybe at the same time, because it is so predictable right now. Even though we still won, it's still so predictable right now. We know exactly what we're going to do. Even if we change the players around, we know exactly what we're going to do, and we just need more ideas, and we need more options. Sorry, go on.
I could just say one of the ways in which you can circumvent that predictability is to do what Jorginho did today, and that is shoot from outside the box.
Yep.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
Very true. And that's why I got to big up Jorginho today. And as I said, you know what I mean, it takes a lot of balls to take that shot on. You know what I mean? You're an ex-Chelsea player. You know what I mean? A lot of the Arsenal fans still very uncertain about you. He took it on.
Listen,
he could have put that. He could have put that 10 yards over, and everybody would be slating him. But that's what comes with experience. This is what I'm saying. This is why sometimes in a January transfer window, bring in someone who's gonna do a job for you right now, not in a few months' time, because it's too late then. Right now. So well done to Jorginho today, and I thought he played all round. He played well today. I mean, could have had a couple of assists. Loved his passing. You know what I mean? The only thing that worries me at the moment with Arsenal, the attacking intent is still there. Even though we're missing chances, we're creating a lot.
Defensively.
Defensively, it's too easy to score against at the moment. We've got to fix that. We've got to fix that. It's not good enough.
No, I think you're right. You're absolutely right. But in terms of, I mean, you saw the way the players celebrated at the end of that game, and the manager and the fans. Do you think that was a pivotal moment today?
I absolutely believe it was very, very pivotal, because if we lost, it just gets worse. It would just get worse. Then we go to Leicester, then our game in hand comes. It would just get worse. But we had to win that game, because if we didn't win, I don't know where we would be. This could be a whole different dark conversation right now about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, instead of thinking about losing the titles, like, are we going to stay in top 4? Are Man United going to catch up in this, that, and the other? It's all of that. So now that we've pushed that all away, we can go to Leicester now. Okay, cool. Let's go again.
Yeah.
And then hopefully get the win against Leicester. We go again against Everton. We just need to keep going now. It's about winning.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks very much for your contribution, man. Really
Anytime,
appreciate it.
brothers.
No, thank you very much. Let me get into a couple of the comments. Loads of comments coming in. Danny says Eddie's good in the air, but we can't find him most of the times. That's why Martinelli and Trossard makes more sense. But Eddie missed an easy chance in the air today, and he missed an easy chance.
You know what? I
Two
think
easy ones in the air against Man City as well. We got to start putting these chances away. That's one thing. Mr. Apex Legend says, I don't think Xhaka and Jorginho can be in the same team. Our midfield is too open. We keep conceding too many goals. I'm not taking anything away from both players. That's makes a good point maybe with that.
Yeah.
Martinelli needs to play as a striker, says Mo. And Joel Farmer says Eddie's just a backup dancer. He's a backup striker who's done very well for us and since he's come in.
You know what? Let's keep faith with Eddie and let's show him some respect as well, because what I liked about Eddie today is that, okay, he missed a couple of chances. A couple of them were very good chances. But the one thing I would say, he didn't drop his head. He didn't go missing. He's still trying for the team, and I'm sure the manager and the players appreciate that.
He keeps going, and as I said, that chance that Odegaard got, which really should have been the chance that won us the game, was created through Eddie's hard work and industry. But I do still want to see him get more clinical.
Listen, man,
I mean, the last couple games, it would have been great for him to have scored today. It was great to see Martinelli score today.
Oh, yeah.
But it would have been great to have seen him score just for that. But what a win.
What a game.
What a win. That win was so needed.
Definitely. We got Richie on the line.
How you doing, Richie?
Hey, how are you guys?
Oh, well, you know what? I'm still recovering, Richie.
Yeah. Tell us
how
how
you
you feel.
Still recovering. I need a whiskey or something, man.
Oh, man. We all do.
So what's your thoughts on the game?
I'm going to say something that might not go with what all the callers have been saying. I'm a little angry at our fan base, to be honest.
Okay.
It's very.
Get it off your chest, man.
I find it weird. I find it weird that we watch football, right? But then at the same time, it's kind of like we think we're playing FIFA. Our fan base, basically. I'm talking about our fan base because we care about Arsenal. I'm pretty sure it might be the same in every other Arsenal. I mean, every other fan base. But we were literally switching on Arteta at halftime. That's. I saw people online saying that they wanted Arteta out if we lost this game.
I saw the same thing on our comments today as well.
I can't stress this enough. And this is me, which I never had the opportunity to be at the Emirates, or at Highbury for that. And I've been following this team since I was a little kid. I'm Colombian. You know how many miles? We don't know how many miles are from London to my country, and I can support my team a lot better than the people that are actually there. It's just crazy. I can't believe that we didn't even allow Jorginho to play the first game before we already wrote him off. I'm sorry. That's crazy. Like, you never gave him a chance, and this is me coming also for Gunnar Lee. Also, I'm a little angry. Yeah, because I wanted to speak to him.
He's a big guy, He's a big guy.
I don't mind, my guy.
Yeah, you get it, man.
I don't mind.
The man's from Colombia. He's seen all that, man.
I've seen all of it. And to be honest,
you're right.
My guy, at halftime, I had people telling me I had people saying that they wanted Zinchenko off, they wanted Jorginho off. Yep. I had people making 5 changes at halftime.
Yep.
Listen, I said, like, they really think it's FIFA.
We were doing the show, and at halftime, you were right. There's loads of people saying, change this, take Zinchenko off, do that. Jorginho ain't. There's people blaming Jorginho. I'm like, he ain't done nothing wrong yet in the game. It was the same the other night. Sorry. I was the same the other night. There's some people blaming him. I'm like, he actually had a good game out of all the Arsenal players. and I go back to it that when we signed Jorginho, I picked up a lot of stick because I was like, I like this signing.
I saw it.
I think it's a very good signing. I like it. And people are like, oh, that's you. You're typical Robbie. You know what? I said, listen, let's, as I just said on the last call, we want, when you sign a player in January, this is the mistake we made last year. We didn't sign anybody. And we, so we would have been facing this game without Partey and we would have had no cover for him. But this time we've got cover for Partey. Now, Jorginho is not Thomas Partey. It's very hard to find a player that you're going to get in as cover that is Thomas Partey. But Jorginho is a very experienced player who's played in Euro finals, who's played in Champions League finals, Europa League finals, who's played in the Premier League for years at the highest level and is a top quality operator. So to me, I looked on it and I'm like, if Partey gets injured, he can come in and do a job. And we've seen that over the past couple of games. And I think people sometimes, like you're right, they're playing FIFA like, well, yeah, we should have got Caicedo, but what if they don't want to sell him? Then we're going to have to wait till the summer.
Hey, I've got a question for our caller. I've got a question for our caller. So, given what you said about Jorginho, back-to-back good games, scored the winner. Let's be honest, he scored the winner today. In effect,
scored the winner.
What do you do next week if Partey's back?
On the game.
What do you do next week if Partey's back? Do you listen?
That was going to be my next point.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I believe that I like I said that's why I get mad, because people watch football, but it seems like they don't understand it, and it's frustrating because we support and we have social media and we make our voice heard by thousands of people, and then negativity comes out of it.
Right.
You get me? You guys have a big platform, and there's a lot of people watching it, and there's a lot of weak-minded people that don't, they don't know what they're watching. Like I said,
I'll stop you one thing. They got to have their opinion, so they have their opinion.
And I respect their opinion, but that's not supporting, Robbie. That's not supporting. If you support my club like that, don't support it, because that's not supporting. Because everybody's just waiting for something bad to happen for them to be proven right, and that's not right.
I think some of it sometimes is emotion and passion, so people
but that affects the players. It gets to the players.
But I'm interested. I'm interested to find out.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm interested to find out though. You're saying if Partey's fit next week?
Partey is fit next week. I'll actually play Jorginho next to Partey, and this is the reason why.
Okay.
We have.
So you drop Xhaka.
Who are you dropping then?
Yeah.
You drop Xhaka.
Who are you dropping?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm dropping Xhaka. This is the reason why.
You know what?
The only thing we missing when we're trying to break a low block, it's a through ball, and I know that Odegaard is our main creative player, and he has a lot of qualities, but through balls are not exactly his best. He's getting better at it. I saw him today play 2 through balls that were great, but he doesn't do that often, and when he tries, he doesn't often get it right. Now, what I've been seeing from Jorginho since the first minutes he had at Arsenal was the through balls coming from the middle and going right through to our striker or to our winger, but like through balls going into the box, not through balls going to the corner, like next to the left back or to the right back. No, we're and that's what we were missing.
So you think of course. So you think his passing accuracy is better at the moment?
It's the passing through the middle, and then I believe that if we don't have Gabriel right now, Gabriel Jesus, I would say that we have to change our 9 right now, just because I believe that those through balls and that low block, facing that low block, that can help players like Martinelli, because they're quick. And if you see, Aston Villa was pushing us a little bit. They played a little high line. Of course they had a low block when we were defending, but when they were attacking, they really came off their line. And then all those balls to Saka, if you notice, they weren't doubling up on Saka as much as they were on previous games, like they did against Brentford or like they did against Everton. So Saka had a lot more space. That's why he was a little more influential in this game. But then those through balls that Jorginho has, that neither Partey or Xhaka or Odegaard can get perfect, Jorginho's getting them. If you watch the game again, Jorginho, every time he grabbed the ball from that third quarter of the field, he was looking for that through ball. How many passes did he give Xhaka on the box, like, you know, with advantage?
Yeah, I mean, it's
some
interesting.
of them Saka was offside. Some of them he wasn't even ready for it, but we never played those balls to them. And that's
it's an interesting response to my question that you would go with Jorginho and Partey. And you know what? That does have some credence, because got to be honest, although I'm a fan of his, Xhaka, the last couple of games, I think he's been taken off in both against City and today. He's not looked at his best in recent games, so there's an argument for resting him. But listen, bro.
Great points. Listen, thank you very much, man. You made some great points there. Oh, you just disappeared like that. But thank you very much. Thank you very much. And keep supporting from Colombia. You got to make it over here one day to a game, man.
Man, I'm thinking I'm going to buy a ticket to be there by the end of May, because I can't miss the celebration.
Yeah.
Well, if the celebration is going on, man, that means we've won the league. So
make sure if you're in London, you come hit us up, man.
Hit us up, man.
Yeah.
I will. I definitely will. I dream about it. Actually, I'd like to meet you guys.
Great. Listen, thanks for your contribution, man. Appreciate it.
Gunners, man.
Gunners for life, man. Gunners
Take
for
care,
life.
bro.
There's still loads of comments coming in from fans.
I see Charlene over there. Wants to come in. So I might give her my spot. Actually.
Okay.
I'll swap over with Charlene. Charlene's...
Then we're going to get Charlene in.
I mean, she's looking...
Spencer said, I would have hooked Zinchenko for KT. But it was Zinchenko who scored that goal. It got us back in the game. So, yep, it was... I think the decisions were right. We're going to get Charlene on. Laurie, you're going to take a break?
Listen, if I've got a bow, it's got to be to Charlene.
Andreas Kenny says, Odegaard looks tired and needs a rest. And Omar takes a bit of exception to the last call. He says, blood, we're entitled to have us, say. Gunners haven't won a trophy in a while. And it'd be interesting to see what your view was on it, Charlene. I mean, who was your man of the match?
Do you know what? This one's a bit hard to call, Robbie, because Saka, I feel like, was outstanding. And obviously that amazing goal that he got. But Jorginho... I can't lie here, when he scored that goal, I almost cried. It meant so much. Like
I almost cried when Odegaard missed that goal. That's when I almost cried.
I know, that was terrible.
Honestly, like it was an emotional game. It was. I mean, I'm still even now I'm still like the adrenaline.
Yeah, trying to recover from it. It's like it was a roller coaster. Like, we went through every single emotion, from feeling positive in the beginning to, like, questioning everything, like, oh, my God, right, let's just take the draw, to walking away with a 4-2 win.
That could have been the end of the title, right? If you be honest, if we'd have lost the game today, would you have thought to yourself, that's it?
No, do you know what? I don't just want to give up. I believe in fighting all the way to the end. And we have still got how many games left now? About 15 games? 14 games. So I believe in fighting all the way to the end. You just never know what will happen. You know, this is football. So no, I'm not losing any hope, but some things were questionable, like, you know, our defense number one. But yeah, I ain't losing any hope.
By the way, we're going to bring in Harvey from the US. Sherry Guna says, still buzzing. Absolutely buzzing from that performance. And somebody's saying to me, Man City have scored.
Really?
Have they? Let me see. I'm going to... Man City have scored. There's apparently Man City winning 1-0. Although it's not showing on my app at the moment, but Man City apparently winning 1-0. But listen, we just got to do our job. Never know, Forest could pull a goal back, get a draw. I mean, even if they don't, we've just got to stay in contention, and that's why today's win was so important. Have we got Harvey? How you doing, Harvey?
Hello, Harvey.
Yeah, it's doing well, man. Happy to finally get back to winning ways.
Was you stressed out like we were?
After the first goal, I wasn't too stressed out. I was a bit upset with Zinchenko. The second goal, I was annoyed, very much so. And then the frustration started to creep in. I don't know, man. Lately, when when we've scored goals, I haven't even celebrated them. So it's been difficult for me to really, really enjoy any Arsenal games recently until finally, I think once the Martinelli one went in is when I finally was able to breathe. Because even in that last corner that Villa got, we've been so poor on set pieces lately that I was like, please don't concede now. So yeah, stressed, frustrated, but finally relieved and looking forward to enjoying the Arsenal again.
Yeah, as confirming that Man City are winning 1-0. I was just looking at their stats actually. They've had 85%
Wowzers.
of the possession.
Wowzers.
So looks like there's a very low block going on there at Forest. But at the moment they're winning 1-0. I mean, I don't think there's many of us that would expect Forest to, you never know, they could pull a draw before the end of the game, but it was all about us doing our job, wasn't it, Harvey?
That's what we have to do, Robbie. And that's, what you and I were discussing yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, that, we have to do our job, and we can't be in a position where we allow a team like City, who's won 4 Premier Leagues in the last 5 years, to do us any favors. So good win today. We made it more difficult for ourselves than I think that we needed to. By the way, everyone was calling out our defending for that second goal. But if you look back at it, our front line did absolutely nothing to close up those lines or to put any pressure on the defenders. And our striker is our first defender. Our goalkeeper is our first attacker. And we just let them go up the field 40, 50 yards and expect a team like Villa with quality players to not do us any damage. So that is on the front line, believe it or not on the defense.
I actually said that at the time when the stream was going on. I was like, there was no challenges anywhere from the front to the midfield right until they got up to the box. It was just like, I'm like, where's the challenges? No, not one challenge anywhere throughout the pitch. And, it was a great goal by them, but we made it so easy. And this is one thing we're going to have to cut out because we're conceding too many easy goals.
Very much so. I mean, Arteta did make a tactical adjustment on that in the second half, because I think we were a bit wide in our pressing. I think we were trying to target the fullbacks. And then in the second half, I think we relied on Emi's, poor distribution. And we actually saw Saka and Nketiah almost play as like 2 strikers. And then Odegaard right behind him in a very, very narrow front 3 in defense to sort of force him wide. And that's when you saw the balls over the top where we won possession. So Arteta made that tactical adjustment. And that's where I think we're a little bit better in recovering the ball in the second half. But yeah, man, just very, very poor a couple games from Zinchenko as well. So I think we do need somewhat of a reshuffling, but maybe it's just the confidence booster of a win that might do it in. So I think that's for Arteta to decide. But yeah, I think this will be good for us going forward. I think a win is something that we really needed.
Yeah, it was really needed, wasn't it, Charlie?
100%, especially after the results that we've been getting recently. Like, we just needed to get back to winning ways, which is why today just felt like such a massive game for us. So we needed them 3 points.
It's all about pressure now, isn't it? It's all about putting that pressure on Manchester City week in, week out. We played first. We put pressure on them. All right, now I know they're winning at the moment, but that's what we got to do week in, week out, isn't it?
You know what? I think a team like City isn't really too bothered by pressure. I think that they sort of, are feeling the pressure more so, I think, in Champions League than anything else. I mean, we ourselves as Arsenal fans, we make those discussions. But I think that they don't really let the pressure get to them, man. I think that really it's about how we handle the pressure ourselves. I think that's what it comes down to. So City is going to do what they do. They're, like I said to you yesterday, 50 points in 19 games. That's nothing special anymore. That is the standard to win the Premier League against a City and a Liverpool when they're at their absolute best. So we just have to continue doing what we're doing, continue our pressing, our aggression, our swagger in the final third, which we haven't been seeing any of that lately. And if we do that, we should be fine, especially since, and I sincerely hope Arteta prioritizes the Premier League, because if he rotates or if he plays a strong squad against the Europa League, I'll lose myself. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we're kind of losing you a bit, so we're gonna move on for you, Harvey. But thank you very much.
All right, no worries.
Something to cheer you up. The guys were just saying to me that apparently Southampton are beating Chelsea 1-0. Yeah.
1-0.
Oh yeah, that's always great. The worst club on earth.
So something to cheer you up before you go there. Thanks very much, Harvey.
Thank you, Harvey. It's been lovely speaking to you.
Yeah. The Chelsea All-Stars with Mudryk. And Yao Felix and co are losing 1-0 to bottom of the league Southampton at the moment.
Gosh,
Ward-Prowse, I think, with the goal. So 1-0 right on half time. Right, we're going to bring in Harry. Just before I do that, let me do a super chat. Ali EM says, God bless to Emmy and his big head. Right? He says, divine punishment for time wasting. If Maradona's goal was the hand of God, Emmy's was the head of God. Love that super chat. Love that super chat. Right, right, we got Harry.
Hello, Harry.
How you doing, bro? Oh, I can't hear you. Let's see if we can get his volume up. Let's fix his volume. You there, Harry? We're just fixing Harry's audio, but yeah, just confirming that at the moment, Southampton beating Chelsea by a goal to 0. You there, Harry?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Harry. How you doing? Where you calling from?
I'm all right, thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, man.
No worries, man. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from here, London, East London.
East London in the building.
Big up.
One of your people there,
yeah.
Charlie.
My mate.
She's East London as well. You can hear it in her voice.
Yeah, I just want to say it was an amazing game, man. At the beginning, I got my hopes a bit down on that, but afterwards, they scored, and that's it, man. They did their thing. They scored an extra 2 goals right at the end as well. But yeah, man, super excited, super delighted. It was an amazing game, man.
Now let me ask you a question, and I want you to be honest with me. Did you want Zinchenko to come off before he scored that equalising goal?
No, I'll be honest. I was talking to my mate at the beginning. I watched the first goal because I was still at work. I watched them score, concede the goal, and then I took a little break. And then my mate called me straight away. He goes, "It's equalised." I quickly put it on straight away. I was watching it. Kept watching it, and then they scored the last 2 goals. And yeah, man, it was exciting. I had to step away from work. I can't lie. That's it.
I like those little ones, a little undercover when you're watching it undercover at work.
Literally, you had to.
You realize you realize your cover's blown now, though, right? Because of
manager's on your case.
What can I say?
How important was that win today?
No, it was very important, man. No, we just to me it was very important, but let's see what happens on the next game. That's all we can say, to be honest.
It is a matter of game by game now, isn't it?
It literally is, and we just have to keep fighting, each game. But we need to learn from our mistakes. That is the crucial thing. We can't keep going into these games expecting to get results when you're still making the same mistakes. So really need to brush up on that. Yeah. What I want to ask Harry as well, how are you feeling about this title race? Do you think that we've got enough to win the Premier League title?
No, definitely, man. We definitely do. We've been training hard now. Then we've had the ups and downs, but hopefully after this game, we just continue going up. And yeah, man.
All right. Well, listen, Harry, thank you very much for coming on. Really appreciate you.
It's been great speaking to you, Harry.
Your call. Faddy with a super chat here. He said, "I was just saying, don't shoot before that Zinchenko goal," right? And he did shoot, so that was fantastic. Yeah, I want to just remind everybody as well that you can get involved by coming on here live today. All you got to do is download the app AFTV Plus. You press a couple of buttons and you're through to the show. It's as simple as that. So download the app. The app is free. It's called AFTV Plus. It's in the App Store, and you can be part of the full-time show. We're still going at the moment because so many of you want to have your say. I think we got a call all the way from the beautiful island of St. Lucia. JR, all the way from St. Lucia.
Hello,
JR, how you doing?
JR.
How you doing? Oh God, my thing's frozen, man. I can't.
It's frozen. We can see you. We can hear you. We can see you.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, first of all, I'm real happy to be back on with Robbie. Hi, Charlene.
Hello.
Good stuff. I wanted to comment last game, right? Because everybody was distraught and I couldn't get on. But I really believe that with the loss of Partey and Xhaka are such a good combination that I think we need to try something different when Partey's not available. I think we need to get another combination going, another midfield pairing that works better, because it seems like Xhaka, as much as he's been fantastic this year, without Partey, he's not the same player.
Yeah, what combination are you thinking?
Well, I mean, obviously we don't have ESR back, but I'm thinking that if we had, even try Shevchenko in that position, right, and get Tierney on, because I think Tierney's a different style player, and Shevchenko can definitely play that midfield role.
Are you a bit worried about our defending? Going forward, and I said this, I actually said this before the game, I said, going forward, I know we've been missing a lot of chances, but we create a lot. But defensively, I mean, the other night against Man City, concede really poor goals. And again today, is that something that we do need to, worry a bit about, and that we really need to fix?
It's really strange, because throughout the first half of this season, we usually, Arsenal fans, are always worried about our defense, right? And I think we went through like a honeymoon stage where it was so good, it almost felt like it was a bit too good to be true. And to some extent, yeah, I'm a little worried, because especially with that game where it wasn't even the City game, it was the game before, when Saliba got really found out by Brentford. It's kind of a little bit concerning, because we always thought that Saliba was the answer to all of our prayers when he started off. And in my opinion, Gabriel's been a better defender this season. Saliba's gotten away with a few things, and now he's not getting away with it. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's something to be concerned about. And I was even wanted to comment that I felt Rob Holding did a better job, even though we lost in that FA Cup game, but he did a really good job in the defence.
Rob Holding can sometimes be a bit of a liability, though, as well, can't he?
He can be, but
he makes me nervous sometimes.
Listen, he came on today and helped to shore it up, so that was great. What time did you have to get up to watch the game today over there in St. Lucia?
Well, our game started at 7:30 this morning, so
7:30.
I was up like chopping. Yeah, I was chopping from 5 o'clock this morning, making sure I didn't oversleep. Set the alarm every 6 minutes. Because it's always rough when it's the first game of the day. You've got to get up. You didn't even have breakfast yet.
But I'll tell you one thing.
And
when you win the first game of the day.
Oh, yeah. And this right here, I swear to God, this is my lucky shirt, because I have the pink kit. And we seem to never do well when we do the pink kit on. So halftime, I went in the bedroom, I put this shirt on. I said, come on, boys, do it for this shirt.
Keep wearing that shirt. Keep wearing that shirt, man. I know. Other thing I was going to say is that when it's that early game and you win it, it's glorious. You can just relax back.
Enjoy the weekend.
For the rest of your weekend's going to be all right.
Know,
you know what I mean? When you lose that first game, it's a horrible weekend. You know what I mean? So
Well, I have to take the day off from work every time Arsenal play, because it's one of two things. I'm either going to be too miserable to face my guests, or I'm going to be no voice. Today's a no voice day, and my voice is barely coming back.
Well, listen, thank you very much for coming on, man. Really appreciate the call all the way from St. Lucia.
All right.
Thank you,
Have a
JR.
great
speaking to you.
Keep it up. All right.
Keep it up, man. Have a great day,
Thank
man.
you.
That's JR there, man, all the way from St. Lucia.
Wowzers.
We're going to bring on Stephen Alexander, our last caller. As we bring him on, let me just run you through the half-time scores in the Premier League. Brentford are drawing 0-0 with Palace at the moment. It's 0-0 between Brighton and Fulham. Chelsea 0, Southampton, bottom of the league at the moment, 1. Everton 0, Leeds 0. Nottingham Forest 0, Manchester City 1. And Wolves 0, Bournemouth 0. And the late game, of course, is Newcastle versus Liverpool. And, of course, the early game was Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 4. Let's get on our last caller.
Hey, Don Robbie, say those scores again. Say those scores again. Aston Villa 2, Arsenal
4. Yes. 4 goals, mate.
Man. Don Robbie, I know exactly what you mean. My heart was racing. We were, Alex just had a basketball game this morning. We're driving back when Jorginho scored. And I'll say Jorginho scored because really the goal should be credited to him.
Yes.
I mean, I'd asked my wife to drive us back home because I knew if anything happened, I'll probably get us in a car accident or something. So I almost did still, yelling after the goal went in. That was pretty exciting.
What a game.
What do you think, Al?
Yeah, it was excellent when we were so resilient. This was such a huge test because we were away from home afternoon kickoff. There were a lot of tests against our former managers, so the boys, I'm so proud of them because everyone was doubting us off, and saying we couldn't win and the title race is over, but they showed us something today. So up the Arsenal. I'm so glad with this win.
Long way to go yet, and you know, I mean, I think if we would have lost today, and with Manchester City winning, I mean, that would have been really, really bad for us. But
I agree with you, Robbie. But Robbie, I have to agree with the fan from Colombia about 2 callers ago.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie, I said this in the previous. Our fan, but we need to get behind the team. Now, look, everybody's going to have an opinion about the team, and everybody's not going to be happy with the decisions that are being made. But I mean, the other teams are trying to win too. You know, and sometimes we forget about that. We are not guaranteed to win all the games. We've done really well to be where we are, but we're not guaranteed to win all the games. And so when we do have a rough patch like we did, we still got to get behind the boys, and we can't be slagging people off. Because guess what? Now, if everybody's saying, "Oh, bring Kieran Tierney in," what if he makes a mistake like Tomiyasu made the other day? Are we going to say, get him off, get the next guy on? We just have to back the team, and I really think that's something we have to do.
You know what? In defense of some of those fans that were saying that, let me just, I'm gonna, in their defense, we've seen Arsenal do this where we crumble. We did it last year. Let's be real. You know what I mean, we had a chance to get in the top 4. We had a couple of games in hand then as well, and then we fell away and we missed out. And so I think that every time we have a game and we go down, we start losing or whatever, those fans just immediately start thinking of those times. And I think that's where a lot of the anxiety comes from. If you're a Man City fan, for instance, it's the opposite, because you've seen your team get over the line so many times that they will just naturally stick with them more, because they'll be like, all right, we've seen this before and we know that, you know, we recover it next week. But we're just not in that place at the moment, because it's been a very long time since Arsenal have even been challenging for the league, and we just got anxiety. We just got so much of it. I mean, when we went 2-1 down
it's like
today,
a jilted lover syndrome, where you've had so many bad lovers before. You can't believe that you got a good catch. We got a good catch, Robbie. We have a good catch.
Exactly. So you know what I mean. You just after that start to think to yourself, "Oh no, she's going to leave me." You know. So I'm hoping that, listen, that's why that when we had that buffer of those 8 points, a lot of fans felt a lot better, because they're like, yeah, we're still way ahead. But that's gone now. Now we're in a different sphere now. We're in a different zone when it comes to this league this season. This is now where, I said it in the show that we did yesterday, we're the hunters now. We're no longer the hunted. Can we hunt down City? Can we stay with them all the way down and hope that they slip up? Because that's a possibility. There's a lot of permutations still to happen. The Champions League's going to come back for City. That's going to be big. I know they got a great squad, but even if you take some of their main guys out, you take Haaland and De Bruyne out, even they dip a bit. So they could get an injury. Just like we've got Jesus. I think a lot of people forget Jesus been out there over 3 months.
I know. Well,
he's our best player. He's been missing for about 3 months. I can't even remember him. Can't even remember him playing. You know what I mean? You know, today we're missing him and Partey. So it's a lot of character shown in the team. And when people say that we don't have squad depth, well, hold on, we've shown squad depth today, because we've gone away without those 2 crucial players. Yep. Also, we took Martinelli out and put Trossard in. Right? That is showing squad depth. You know, literally. But sometimes we overlook these things, you know what I mean? So, but there's a long way to go, and that win today was crucial. I think if we'd have lost today, it's like a major momentum shift.
I think the scores today, the confidence will be big for the boys.
Yeah, I also think that fans need to support our players, just like Eddie Nketiah. A couple of weeks ago, we were singing the Nketiah song. But now everyone's saying he's not good enough. Jesus is better. We need a better striker. And we just need to support our team a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
100%.
I'm still enjoying this win. We need to build on this momentum, because if we lost this game, heads would be a little low. But now that we've won this game, let's build on this and let's keep on going. and I'm all in for it. Come on, you Gunners!
Yes,
Come on,
you
Gunners!
Love that. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that so
Thanks,
much.
Charlie. Have a good one.
Great speaking to
Brilliant,
you. Enjoy your
brilliant.
weekend.
Nice meeting you, Charlene.
I love that father and son partnership, man. Love that.
I know,
team,
that is
right?
so beautiful.
Thank you, guys. Tom with a super chat. He says, I always a Martinelli man, and I always wished him the best, but today he totally deserved that for that ball to bounce off his head. All that time wasting, a disgrace. And I did say that the time wasting may come back to haunt Martinez, and it did.
Karma, that's what it is.
He never seems to have a good game against Arsenal.
He doesn't.
You know, the weird thing about Emi Martinez is that when he was first leaving Arsenal, right? And I'll take the headphones off now because we've done all the corners. But when he was first leaving Arsenal, he had so much goodwill from the Arsenal fans because they were like, you know what, this guy's been at Arsenal for so long, he deserves to go and play week in, week out. And there's a lot of Arsenal fans say, let's keep him. But I think it was that stupid statement he made when he left, because I know a couple of people who know him and they go, he's a really nice guy. But that stupid statement he made about going on to a bigger club and that made Arsenal fans not too happy, because he had helped us to win the FA Cup. You know what I mean? He'd been an integral part of that. And, you know, he's not had a good time against Arsenal since, but he can turn around and say, I've got a World Cup in my cupboard right now. So
I mean, he can say that, but that was such an emotional time when we was letting him go, weren't it? Like,
it was.
We literally didn't want him to leave, and I think he's just that type of character who perhaps makes these decisions of doing things without thinking, like what he done with the World Cup as well.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to just be a bit more humble with things. But, you know,
stay calm.
Listen, we're coming towards the end of the full-time show today. I want to just remind everybody out there to please join us on Wednesday, the 22nd of February. We're here on AFTV. We're doing a special 12-hour live stream to raise money for the victims of the terrible earthquake that happened over in Turkey and Syria. Now, what we're doing on that day is the 12-hour live stream. We're going to try and raise as much money as we possibly can. We're going to have a Just Giving page which you can give your donations on. I'm also giving away a special prize to the person who donates the most money. You get to come and spend a day with me here at the studio, and I will take you to a game as well, an Arsenal game, right? If you're abroad, you have to make your own way here, by the way, right? But that is going to be one of the prizes that we're going to be giving away. And all the money that we make on the day, whether it be from super chats or whether it be from your donations, it's all going to go to that great cause. We got the terrible news this morning that Christian Atsu, who of course used to play for as a Ghanaian international, but also used to play for Everton, Chelsea, played for Newcastle, unfortunately died in the earthquake. They found his body this morning, and that's so sad. And as I said, he's just one of the many thousands upon thousands who've died in that. And then it's not even just the people who've died, the people that are left behind with no house, no shelter, homes, no food, everything's gone. I mean, it's really a really desperate situation there, and any little thing we can do to help. So we're bringing together everybody from across the sort of YouTube football world together. There's going to be fans of every club coming on live onto AFTV to show their support for this cause. We've signed a truce for the day. So, you know, you are going to have Tottenham fans on there and Chelsea fans on there and United fans, but we're all coming together for a good cause. We're going to be doing a very special Big Six, which is going to be hosted by Turkish, who, of course, as his name says, he's Turkish, so you know he's really feeling this one. We're going to be doing a biased Premier League show in which we're going to have troops coming back. Remember, he used to be on the original show. We're going to be doing a Forever Arsenal special. We're going to be doing an Invincible podcast special, and we're going to have quizzes and all kind of different things going on all throughout the day. Super fan debates. It's going to be brilliant. So everybody's doing it for free. Nobody's charging. Everybody's coming and giving up their time for free, and we want to raise as much money as possible. Whatever you can give, wherever you are around the world, we will be grateful for any of it. So look out for that. That's on Wednesday, the 22nd of February. It kicks off at 12 p.m. UK time and finishes at 12 a.m. UK time as well. So, yeah, we've come to the end, Charlene. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having me. It's always a
thank
pleasure
you
being
to
here.
all you guys out there. Listen, it's been a fantastic day for Arsenal. A great win to come back from 2-1 down to win the game 4-2. It was a very important win as well. Second half to go in that Forest versus City game. City are winning 1-0. Come on, Forest, man. Sneak a little 1-1 at least.
Something.
Right. But listen, even if they don't do that, we know that we've done our job, and that's all we can do from now until the end of the season. Just keep putting on the pressure. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Laurie, who was hosting earlier on as well. And we will see you for the next game.
Have a great weekend, guys.
On Wednesday, the 22nd of February, we're going to be hosting a very special 12-hour live stream here on AFTV. We're going to be raising funds for the victims of the devastating earthquake in Turkey and Syria. We're bringing together all your favorite programs, plus as well your favorite presenters on AFTV and also around the football community here on YouTube. All coming together to do this special 12-hour stream where we can raise as much funds as possible for those victims of that deadly earthquake. So join us on Wednesday, the 22nd of February from 12 p.m. till 12 a.m.